Hans, nice for having you in our interview corner, Startup Stuttgart weekend, and you're a special guest from Belgium. Please tell us why you came to Stuttgart and what's your profession. So, what can you do for us?
Okay, so do you want me to hold this? Or?
I hold this, is fine.
So actually, there's more startup weekends happening at the same moment right now. And the guys from Startup Weekend Cork invited me first to come over to their place, but tickets were way too expensive, so I could not really go there. And Kathleen invited me to come over here. I've met Kathleen because I'm doing work for the StartupBus in Europe. I'm actually one of the co-directors at the StartupBus, which was held about a month ago for the 4th time in Europe. Not really sure if you know about the StartupBus concept, but it's a bit similar like Startup Weekend. Only one of the big differences is, of course, hence the name Startup Bus. People are sitting on a bus, and people then do a job interview to get on board of the bus. Because you are sitting on a bus, you're in a very limited environment with Wi-Fi, which is constantly flaking and stop to work, and all those kind of things. So we really need, on the one hand, we really need talent to be on board of the bus so they can perform in 72 hours. And the other big difference is that after those 72 hours. We try to steer people to actually have a business created. So not just having a sort of a startup idea with a nice random product and some nice slides, but actually after 72 hours getting a full-blown company with their first customers and with their marketing campaign up and running and all those kind of things. So then in 72 hours we actually try to force the entire startup experience, which a lot of startups have in the first 1-2 years, try to force it down their throat in 72 hours. So it's really intense. Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? What you just heard the ideas in a very short form, but do you think you can pick up something also for you and to bring out?
Well, it was a bit difficult because most of the things were pitched in German, but I'm trying to work with that. But what I see happening and what I see happening in the last Startup Bus as well is I think I've heard 1 or 2 companies trying to pitch something around. Fitness and trying to get people together to do some sort of form of exercise, which I think is really interesting to see that in different types of events, similar ideas are popping up and people are trying to work in the same kind of fashion.
I know it's a hard question before you work together with them, but you only know the peak of the ideas. But
yeah. So it's interesting to see how those things are getting shaped and. I haven't really spoken that much in depth with the different teams yet, so I try to see what's going on there, and because the teams who were working on this during the last Startup Bus, they were really struggling to actually get a business off the ground from it. So I'm really curious to see how these teams might be different then, or have a different angle to actually solve something here. So that might be interesting to see.
Okay, Hans. Then thank you for joining our interview spot and have fun. Sure. at the weekend.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.